Tyler, Ethan, and Caleb were best friends. They loved video games. Tonight was special. It was LAN party night. They were setting up in Tyler's basement. Blankets covered the windows, snacks were piled high. Their fingers itched to play.
I call Gandhi.
Not fair, you always pick Gandhi.
Tyler laughed. He was already booting up the game, Civilization 6, their favorite. He had a plan. This time, victory would be his. They logged in. The familiar map filled their screens. The game was on.
Hey, Mr. Laptop, do you think I can win this time?
Suddenly, Ethan tripped over a cable, sending snacks flying and himself crashing into the table. Everyone burst into laughter. Ethan groaned, "Guess I'm out for now." Ethan, true to his word, was Gandhi. He loved peace and nukes. Caleb chose Gilgamesh. He wanted to build a glorious civilization. Tyler smiled. He picked Montezuma. Time to conquer. The game began. They explored. They built cities. They researched technologies. Ethan, as always, focused on religion.
My faith will spread throughout the land.
Caleb rolled his eyes. Ethan always got a strong religion early on. It was annoying. But Caleb had a plan. He was going for a science victory. Tyler, meanwhile, was amassing an army. He had his eyes on a particularly resource-rich area. An area that Ethan was dangerously close to. This was going to be fun. The basement door creaked open. A cold breeze swept in.
Who left the door open?
Tyler shivered. He didn't wait for an answer. He got up and slammed it shut. He turned back to the game and froze. 4 figures hovered behind Ethan. 2 boys, 2 girls. They were transparent, glowing, and they were laughing.
Did you see that?
See what?
Ethan, oblivious, was busy building temples. The figures giggled. They were closer now. Tyler could make out their faces. Tim, Jack, Shelley, Christy, the retards as they were known in school.
This is going to be bad.
Tyler could feel it. Strange things started happening. The lights flickered. The internet connection went haywire. It was as if the entire environment was conspiring against us. And then, there was the pizza incident. It was the most bizarre of all. Tyler went to grab another slice, but as he reached for the box, a ghostly hand shot out from within, startling everyone around. It grabbed his wrist, squeezed tightly as if trying to pull him into another dimension.
Let go! Tyler screamed, struggling to break free.
Tyler yelped, pulling back with all his might. The ghostly hand vanished as quickly as it had appeared. But the pizza was now floating in midair, glowing with an eerie green light.
What the? Tyler muttered, eyes wide with disbelief.
Guys, be quiet. I'm trying to build Stonehenge, someone shouted, oblivious to the chaos.
The pizza exploded. Green goo splattered everywhere. The room was filled with an awful stench, making everyone gag. Like rotten eggs and burnt popcorn, it was unbearable.
This is not funny, someone yelled, their voice trembling with fear.
But the ghostly figures just laughed. Tim, Jack, and Christy were acting extra retarded, their twisted sense of humor making the situation even more bizarre. The haunting intensified. Objects flew across the room. Whispers filled the air, growing louder and more unsettling with each passing second. Ethan, miraculously, remained unfazed. He had seen it all before, until it involved his snack. He reached for the bag of Cheetos. Empty. Completely empty. He frowned. He could have sworn it was full a minute ago. Where did they all go? He looked up, and saw her, Shelley, his mischievous roommate. She was hovering above him holding the bag, and she was stuffing her face with his Cheetos.
Those are my Cheetos! Ethan shrieked, his voice echoing through the room.
Shelley grinned. A Cheeto tumbled out of her mouth, landing on Ethan's keyboard with a soft thud. It hit the enter key, at the exact moment Ethan was declaring war on Caleb in their game.
From the screen. You dare attack me, Gandhi, Caleb's voice boomed.
Ethan's eyes widened in shock and horror.
No, I didn't mean to.
But it was too late. Caleb's army, far superior to Ethan's, swept across his empire with ruthless efficiency. Ethan's screen went dark. Defeat was inevitable.
Wales, my Cheetos, my civilization, Ethan cried out dramatically.
Suddenly, Tim burst into the room, grabbed Ethan, and dragged him outside. He pulled Ethan into a beat-up Suzuki, screaming, "Welcome to Rural King, bitch, shit, fuck, shit, damn. Did you know I was a firefighter too?"
The rest of the group stared in stunned silence, unsure of what to make of the chaotic scene. Tyler just sighed. This night was turning out to be a disaster, far worse than he had anticipated. With Ethan out of commission, Tyler and Caleb decided to fight back against the relentless ghosts. They grabbed whatever they could find, pillows, empty soda cans, a half-eaten bag of chips, and even some old magazines, and hurled them at the ghosts with all their might.
Get out of here! Leave us alone! We won't let you haunt us anymore!
It had no effect. The ghosts were unfazed by their efforts. The ghosts were too busy causing chaos, knocking over furniture and scattering papers everywhere. Tim, trying to be scary, jumped out from behind the curtains with a loud "boo!" but ended up tripping over his own feet. He tripped over a power cord and vanished with a yelp, disappearing into thin air.
Aha! I'll possess Tyler's computer and wreak havoc from within. Wait, how does this thing work again?
Jack, attempting to possess Tyler's computer, flew headfirst into the monitor. Static filled the screen, crackling ominously. He reappeared, dazed, and bumped into Christy, sending her tumbling into the pile of snacks, scattering them everywhere.
Oh no, not the snacks. We needed those. Why did I even try to scare them?
Shelley, still clutching the Cheetos, floated towards the basement stairs, her eyes wide with fear. She missed a step, tumbled down the rest, and disappeared with a final, muffled crunch, leaving only the echo of her fall. The basement was silent, except for the hum of the computers, and Ethan's soft snores filling the eerie quiet. Tyler and Caleb stared at each other. They were covered in snack crumbs and green goo. Their hearts were racing.
Did that really just happen?
Tyler nodded slowly.
I think so.
They looked at Ethan. He was still out cold.
What do we do?
Tyler thought for a moment.
We pretend it never happened. We delete this save. We never speak of this again.
Caleb nodded. It was the only option. They shook hands, a pact of silence. Meanwhile, the ghosts of Tim, Jack, and Christy floated around aimlessly, bumping into trees and each other, utterly clueless. They cleaned up the mess. They woke up Ethan, who, thankfully, remembered nothing after the Cheeto incident. They ordered another pizza, and they started a new game.
This time I choose Gandhi.
He claimed it was to honor Ethan's earlier defeat. But Tyler knew better. He'd seen the mischievous glint in Caleb's eyes. The game went on. They laughed. They argued. They made strategic blunders. It was just like old times.
Hey look, I'm winning this time.
But every now and then, Tyler would catch a flicker of movement out of the corner of his eye, or hear a faint whisper in the air. He would shiver, and he would remember the very, 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 very retarded ghosts of Tim, Jack, and Christy. The night wore on. The game reached its climax. Tyler was on the verge of victory. His army was poised to capture Caleb's capital. Suddenly, the lights went out. The computer screens went dark. Silence. Then, just as suddenly, everything came back on.
What was that?
The game resumed. Tyler stared at the screen. His blood ran cold. The game was exactly as it was before the blackout, except for one thing. In the background, barely visible, were three faint, ghostly figures. It was Tim, Jack, and Christy, and they were holding a bag of Cheetos. The screen froze, the game crashed, and Tyler knew. They were never truly gone.